And what discussion would be complete concerning the beast without a quote from Aleister Crowley? So it reads thusly: this child Horus is a twin, two in one. Horus and Hippocrates are one, and they are also one with Set. And here we see the shadow of Horus and Set on the shoulders of old Aleister. So, we're concerning ourselves with Horus, really. So there was a battle between Horus and Set, and I've put forward that it was mostly an internal battle, because there was something of the other side's code. As we see, there was missing parts of the Horus of the father of Horus when Isis created him. So I suspect there's all sorts of things to replace or fill in the gaps of genetic code, replicating viruses, RNA viruses. And I've been looking at specifically Bornavirus, which can date up to like 40,000 years ago, entered the human genome. No one really knows how it got there. It needs these animal viruses and stuff, they really do need assistance to make the jump. It's just human interference, otherwise it wouldn't really occur that easily. So where am I going with this? I was leading out with the effects of viruses in human consciousness. Okay, so this is the secret. This is the big secret of the difference between human and a unified awareness, because our awarenesses are not unified. And this twin thing comes into it, as I've discussed, like a Twin Peaks situation where in the genetic code, if you're lucky, so like when one, like say at maturity, part of these evolutionary processes come forward in one's development, there's an opposing autoimmune function, so to speak, not so to speak, it pretty much is, and it does rear its ugly head in opposition to beneficial code, and especially divine code, and code that allows higher thinking in the right brain, in the abstract. That's why when people go a bit haywire with even a small amount of drugs, moving too far into that right side of awareness, and the code just doesn't allow it. And this is part of the arc of consciousness, that when I started logging this stuff on here, I was talking about, so where that zero is, one needs an arc, especially if one has a divine aspect or an ancient lineage, or like how we see Club 27 surrounding the artists who might be more inclined to the female right brain or divine feminine as it's referred to. And there's reasons why it's called divine feminine. It's not just for the sake of being female, just birth givers. Like, there's stuff there to do with consciousness and human awareness and divine awareness as well. So I think in one of Brian Rose interviewed David Icke, and he was talking about the mind virus and being aware of it, and a lot of cultures have a version of it, and I'll show you where the Egyptian version is hidden mostly. Alright, okay, I'll keep the camera still and I will put a bit more of an interesting picture up. So we're looking at the twin, this double being. Showed once again the two sides. We got the singular beings here on this side, but the human deity is like, see how there's two heads and there's a split on this one, so they're divided, these negative, but the human in pursuit is also like them divided. Okay, so we see a divided consciousness not just in Horus, but in continuation of existence, generally speaking. Okay, so what else have we got here? So another example of a double. So you have like the extra head of Horus. So there is something in the code and I'll describe how that internal battle, autoimmune function or whatever manifests in humans to this very day. Fucking find another good example. Okay, well this is just a double-headed snake. That's another representation of Apophis. The dude in the middle seems to have control. This two-headed snake. So I guess perhaps becomes in a way a singular form in itself with these two faces. I'm trying to find another example of human. Oh, sure I had. Oh, here we go. So even like you see the humans as slaves, but they have an extra head, not extra legs, an extra head. Yeah, the ones over here in Divine Company have only one. Yeah, the lower class are split. So we still have humans that are more likened to divine awareness. Okay, so find another example. Well, just as another example, there's like two sides once again. Distinct features. What's with that evil witch nose? Yeah, they've got their, well, in certain books I've been referencing, such as Carlos Castaneda, they call them the flies. These ones are in physical form, allies. Eventually, yeah, they probably under the wings of other beings now, being but they can't take human form. It's mostly because their consciousness is just twisted, and usually takes some genetic freak to contain their consciousness. That's why you see all these things in mythology emerging, and then they all get wiped out. So in what it really is so Set is the enemy to the light, really. He was the enemy to Set, Horus's father, Osiris. So we can see an internal battle, and he pulled out his own eye to defeat this enemy, which is I feel is a major clue to this internal battle, or autoimmune function, if one wants to call it that. And we see like generally like major mental illnesses being triggered at like on those intervals that I showed you on the genetic code line and development, and applying 322 to it. Okay, so in human beings, it seems like the right side of awareness is shut down. The divine female, even in society, like, you know, through religion, and like there's no major female aspect, or like authority, religious authority, really. And yeah, but it was not like that in ancient times. In fact, it was quite the opposite. So this is what we see, as split from the human psyche. And that right side of awareness, why most people don't remember their dreams, they can't control them, they can't really reach the subconscious, and that all leads to the energy body, and, you know, seeing reality, not just the physical eyes, and yeah, there's a whole other world there. It seems that we can experience, but not generally, where our awareness is fixed. So it's looking like we have to move more into the abstract, which is cosmic mind. Sounds kind of strange, but it's not. So the virus that's already in us, you can look this up. Look up Bornavirus, look at its effects, the studies on mental illnesses. If you look on one of my playlists of the virus, I'll show you studies. There's studies there you can look at the viral effects, while people in psychosis and high levels of it, increased levels, and then it can drop as well. So epigenetics comes into it, being aware of these processes, becoming more self-aware. So this is a thing, this isn't the state we are in now, it's not. So there's two minds, one that belongs to a system, one is a natural mind, and they're clashing more and more. And with further genetic manipulation, like this head that's missing, or this part of it that would complete the 666 through 322, will be replaced. That is the goal. And yeah, I'd say the entire virus thing is just pretty much a huge cover for what they're really doing, like working with the virus that's already in us. I'd say that's the core of it, is pretty much genetic manipulation, judging from history. So even the ancient stuff right to the modern, I mean, it's just that distractions. Alright, I'll leave it there. We might do another one.